Shut up. Don't worry about it. There's mom, there's dad, there's grandma, there's grandpa, there's everybody. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have an upset stomach, a dirty diaper? Do you got gas? Do you need a nap? These pets are talking to us too through those signs of fear, anxiety, and stress. And remember, this pet, no matter how old it is going to be the equivalent of a 1-year-old child. We have to look at both their physical and emotional well-being. So I'm really proud of Dog TV for what they're doing to bring you a host of experts to look about separation anxiety. We've had a double-edged sword during COVID. Yes, we've got to be home with our pets more. And yes, we got to discover things about our pets that we didn't know, what their routine is like during the day, where they sleep, actually how much they sleep. And there's a lot of people who had saw this dog use his tongue as toilet paper and then give us a kiss fully on the mouth. But wonder, what in the heck are you doing when that dog used his tongue as toilet paper? And they got to see what it's like to have a pet in their life. But now stuff starts to go back to work, right? You get called back to work and life returns as normal. And some of these pets aren't too happy with us being gone all the time. Maybe in the past we would have just ignored it until the dog did the unwanted extreme home makeover. That's the door you leave out of and you return home and the door frame's been torn off, the couch has been disemboweled, and then everything changes. And that's often the time when you start seeing pets relinquished back to the shelter. And I can tell you from having worked with shelters for 42 years, rarely, if ever, does somebody bring a pet back to the shelter and say, you know what, I was a lousy owner, so I'm gonna return it. It's always something wrong with the dog. In fact, Otis here was rehomed 5 times before he was 1 year old until my daughter and trainer, Mikkel Becker, took him, and now he lives a happy, full life here in Spokane, Washington. You're going to learn a lot of things on this special about the emotional well-being of animals. And what you want to do, you see now Otis is nice and relaxed right now. This is actually what we want. A tired dog is a happy dog. So you might learn about getting your dog panting tired every day. The importance of feeding out of food puzzles. The importance of treating noise phobias. The importance of taking steps to increase the amount of enrichment you do. These dogs and cats, their bodies are built for movement. They should not be born retired. And while being born retired sounds pretty good at the start, you get bored, boredom leads to obesity, boredom leads to behavior issues. So I hope you're going to be along with us for this entire journey today. You're going to learn so much about how to help your pet live a happier, healthier, fuller life. If you do need more information, you can go to fearfreehappyhomes.com. It is complimentary, has the best information on the planet on the emotional well-being of animals and doing enrichment activities. And now when you think of your veterinarian, we used to think about what are the absolute necessities for a healthy dog or cat. We think food, water, shelter, veterinary care. Let's take a cat, for example. A cat has to have a place to climb. A cat has to have a place to scratch. A cat has to have a place to hide. And for these dogs here, these little dogs, it's not just food, water, shelter, and veterinary care. We need to do enrichment activities with them. So increasingly, practices like Lincoln Heights Animal Hospital here in Spokane, Washington, which is a fear-free certified hospital, you can find individuals to look at both the physical and emotional well-being of your animals. And what a treat it is for your pet and you when you pull into the parking lot and your dog drags you into the practice because we put the treat into treatment.
Thank you, Dr. Marty. So we know dogs were being adopted in crazy numbers this year. Many shelters were empty. Dogs were in short supply, but to learn what really happened and to understand how shelters will operate differently in the future,
we've invited Sylvia Otaka, Senior Director of Rescue and Community